Good. All right, here we go. You ready?
Hit.
Last chance.
Shit. Last chance to what?
Last chance to fucking bail. Make sure you keep the mic close.
Mike's close.
Yep, you got it. Okay. Here we go. You ready?
Mike squared. Hit it.
Wow. Holy shit. Hey, we're in it now, baby. 5 weeks, episode 5, coming at you. Mike, what's good?
A lot of things are good right now.
A shitload of different shit going on right now.
Yeah, and it all started after last week's podcast. Honestly, it was a crazy night. I actually hit the side of my house with my car.
Yeah, you took a little piece of your car off. I want to say quickly, let's do some housekeeping from last week real quick before we get into anything. A big shout out to the fans. The response that we got for last week's podcast was off the charts.
Oh, I have a few shout outs.
I was not expecting. So Mike predicted and asked for 200 views, and I was not expecting or even thinking it was possible that we could actually get that. Right now, I checked about an hour and a half ago, 266, 12 likes. Let's get the likes up a little bit.
19 comments.
And holy shit, man. I mean, that sounds like, child's play to someone who's a real YouTuber. But for us, man, the first episode we ever put up, 66 views in a week. We were tracking it. Within 24 hours, we had gone over 100. It seemed very likely we were going to hit 200. We did. I can't even believe it. And I will say this, though, for the record. This is where it gets interesting, though, because there's no guarantee that that's going to happen again.
No.
Who knows what made that happen?
What if this flops?
I put it on my Instagram. I put it on my Snapchat. You put it on your TikTok.
TikTok is the place to go.
So we're doing all we can to make it visible and apparent to everybody that this is going on. But with that being said, very pleased, very satisfied. I couldn't have been more happy. I was beaming. I mean, there was even a moment I was tracking it minute by minute, and we hit over 200. Me and Mike were working at the same time, and I gave him a hug and just a little celebratory hug just to say, dude, we did it, 200 views. That's fucking nuts, because coming from nothing, that's a hell of a jump. But let's rewind back to last week.
Let me just do a shout out.
Yes, of course.
Quick.
Do your thing. This is your
Cashy on TikTok. I want to shout him out.
Cashy.
I said, hey, man, I'll shout you out in the next episode. He goes, gee. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
And then Devin Modern, she got mad, my niece.
That's our girl. That's the hottie with a body.
Hottie with the body.
That's not from me, by the way, Devin. I didn't come up with that.
Listen, I have funny jokes in my family.
Your uncle came up with that. I don't call you hottie with a body.
I don't
your
call
own
you that
fucking
ever.
Uncle. You did, though.
It's a joke. I told you to date her.
She pulled up, and she came out the car and was like, and you looked at her and were like, yo, hottie with a body, which was fucking hilarious, by the way. And then when we were standing talking to each other, we were like, yo, y'all should date, or y'all should hook up. And I was like, dude, she's like 13 years my junior.
18 years. Okay.
Very mature, very good worker. Devin, love you to death. You're the shit. And that French toast was fucking bomb. Thanks for that,
it was
by the
bomb.
way.
It's still in my back seat from Sunday.
That shit was chronic. But yeah, to call your own cousin hottie with a body is kind of nuts.
It's my niece.
I'm sorry. I always say cousin for you guys. But yes, your niece, Devin. To call her hottie with a body is kind of nuts, but I appreciate the humor level of it. It's very funny. You told me that she slaps your ass or something when you're working.
All right,
that's nuts. But
it's all a joke. It's all a joke.
It's all a joke. You know how funny incest shit is, right? It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, well,
it's the best.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta stay close to home.
You guys obviously have a nice bond. She looks up to you, I feel like.
We're having her grad party on Saturday, actually.
Oh, I must have missed the invite in the mail.
No, you said you wouldn't be able to attend.
I never said. This has never been brought up before.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's what I heard.
I'll check the mail later, but I just checked it. And
you're going to be working anyhow.
Yeah,
so.
Well, I'm not on schedule Friday, so see if
I'm not on either, but...
Really?
No one's on yet. The schedule hasn't been made.
No, I'm on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm fired.
I don't know, maybe. But so,
right, go ahead.
Getting back to last week, last Tuesday, it turned into a little bit of a shit show. So we were feeling ourselves after last week's episode. Mike especially felt like we really knocked out of the park. I wasn't exactly sure because I never know. Like, once we wrap up, I'm like, I don't even remember what we talked about. But I trust Mike's opinion very sincerely, and if he says it's good, I believe it was good. I trust him, and I think that he has a pulse on what's going on. So the fact that he said it was solid and he felt good about it, that made me feel good about it. So we went out. We took a little tour of the bars. We went to the Chop Shop.
The Chops Shop.
Chops Shop, yes, the Chops Shop.
Yeah, that's at my new rap album coming out.
Yes. So we got Mike got some wings. We got a few drinks. We were working the jukebox. I hit him with some guap right now.
You were working the jukebox.
I hit him with some Chief Keef. Hit him with some fucking Alter Bridge, all that good shit. And then we came back into Lockport and ended up doing a little tour of the local scene.
Where did we go? Penalty box.
We went to the penalty box first.
I saw my fifth grade teacher, and you said something to him.
I said, Craig Money is that playa.
Craig Money, your dad.
Yes, my dad is that playa to your teacher, who I don't know, so I don't care. But we had a few drinks there. Then we went to Gonzo's and played darts, and we were doing this like fake fighting thing, and everyone thought we were really fighting, so they were like, oh no fighting in here, like trying to like break it up, but we were just fucking with each other, because we had the big boxing conversation last week, which I want to say real quick. I don't know if I made this point well enough. I felt cringe watching it back. I am not a boxer. I used to box. I don't want to fight anybody. I don't think I can beat anybody up. I just want to make that clear first and foremost. But then, speaking of that, then the night evolved into where we came. Then we went to Niagara Hotel.
No, we did.
Ran into Henry Deggy.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
That's when the guy was playing guitar. We started the clap, which he really appreciated.
Yeah, we got that going.
Yep. And then we walked out, and I smashed my fucking toe on the curb, which you probably can't see. It's healing up nicely. I thought I broke my toe. Then we came back here, and we were both. I was hammered. I can't speak for you. How did you feel?
I don't know.
I mean, you did wreck your car.
I didn't wreck my car.
Oh, I forgot to add that in. We also moved a bunch of shit from Mike's mom's house into his house. We did a ton of shit. So we hung out at Mike's house in between and like chilled with his daughter. Like, she was awesome, like splashing me in the pool and shit. Like, that was fun to get a little, like, rapport building with your daughter.
I think I'm ready for a kid.
Yeah, I did say that, which is crazy. Nobody take that to the bank. But then once we had to move a mattress and a TV and a bed frame, so we went over to Mike's house, moved all that shit, and then it was like, all right, it's party time. So Mike fucking pulls out of his house, and this is not, he wasn't drunk, and this could have happened to anyone. It definitely would have happened to me, but his mom was parked, had her truck like towards the back, so he didn't have a lot of room to pull out. So he ended up catching the edge of the house.
It was the door.
It could have happened to anyone.
Yeah.
I couldn't stress that enough. Like, it was not something where you like really fucked up. It was just like, I remember before you pulled out too, you were like, shit, this is a tight fit. You didn't say that, but you said something that was like that.
And the best part is like once it's knocked off already,
right,
you don't care.
Oh, it's over, yeah.
And you're going to get backlash from the people in the house.
Exactly, and you did get backlash. But that's okay.
That's funny, though.
Yes, it's okay.
I'm like, I don't even care at this point.
Right, fuck it. It's all good. It's boys' night out.
It's
like,
boys'
I remember
night,
you texting me the night after, or the day after, and you were like, what did you say? Boys will be boys. Yes,
yeah.
Boys will be boys. So then, after all the bar tour of Lockport, we come back here. We're jamming out. We're hanging out. We're making our last memories here at Spruce Street. And me and Mike started, like, boxing each other.
Yeah, we had to prove a point to each other.
And he, like, was touching me up in the ribs, and, like, he hit me in the nuts. Like, it was
way
awful.
too hard.
Yeah, like, I really got my nuts rocked. And then So I got sick of him punching me, and I didn't want to punch him back. So like I did like a UFC style takedown. And when we did that, we went to the ground, and we both ended up with like matching matching bruises and matching cuts. And when I woke up the next day, like all this shit was like down. Like everything was that candle. Look at that candle. Broke.
Whoa,
all the glass
hit that
broke.
Candle
yeah,
like that?
everything.
Hold on, let me.
It fell off. Be careful. That's sharp glass.
It's okay.
Yeah. So that shit broke.
Oh man.
Yes. So we took some shit
up.
down, and I remember there was another point too where I was like sitting on your lap, like kissing you on the cheek.
Oh, yeah, there's a photo of that.
Yes, and I was going to kiss you on the lips, but I didn't. But I was going to. That's how fucked up I was. I was like, I'm going to prove to everyone how not gay I am by doing something gay, but it's not gay. So Tuesday night was fucking wild. It was a really fun night. There was a little bit of fallout because of the car and because of the Bachelor.
Waking up the next day
was like, oh my God, what did we do? Like,
I felt like a little kid.
I had
trouble.
bruises all up and down my arms. Like, clearly something happened, but it was one of those nights that will be remembered. It's a great way to send off, Spruce Street. And that was just the beginning of the week, because that was the night we did the podcast. So much fucking shit happened this week. Can we talk about Eminem real quick?
Yeah.
And this isn't going to be an Eminem podcast. This isn't the Twin Snakes. This is the Twin Towers. So this is not based on anything like that. But with that being said, the Death of Slim Shady came out on Friday. So I fucking love it. I think it's awesome. It's a concept album. I think that he was very inspired putting it together. I think that shows. It seems like he had a lot of fun making it. It is cheap. He does boom her out at times. He mentions Caitlyn Jenner about 89 times.
That's ridiculous.
Right. But I love the album. I ended up ordering it on vinyl on a drunk night.
How much?
$57.67 for one vinyl.
God, dude.
And I cannot afford that.
I feel like you
now.
could print your own vinyl.
I could, and I would be better off. Like, the fact that I can't even imagine what was going through my drunk mind at that point. Like, yo, I love this album. I'm about to just... Let's do it. Fuck it. Boom. Shopping when you're fucked up, never a good idea. I have a story related to that. Maybe we won't tell this week, but at some point. But anyway, album I think it's fucking solid. I hated Houdini at first. Now I'm just bumping Houdini for our rides to work, at work while mopping, playing it out of my pocket while I'm walking around. Like, Houdini is my shit now.
You can hear a slight Houdini.
Anytime I'm in the area, like in your orbit, you just hear abracadabra. So yeah, the way the tracks unfolded, like, it's like I don't know. I love the fucking album. I'll say this real quick, and we can move on from it.
No.
Well, unless you have any thoughts about it. What do you think so far? Because you listened to it.
I didn't like it.
The Jelly Roll sample was nuts.
That ruined
the end of the album, yeah.
Because he's hating on fat people.
In one of the songs, he goes hard at fat people, and then he has the most obese, white trash piece of shit do a sample for his last song.
He argues with himself and Guilty Conscious, too.
I like that song. I think, you know what I love about that song? I love how he's able to do his old voice. Like, there's obviously a little bit of processing on it, but he also has to do it from his diaphragm.
Dude, AI is pretty incredible these days.
That could be part of it. But the fact that he was, like, when he's going back from Marshall to Slim, when he's doing the Slim parts, it sounds like 1999's The Slim Shady LP.
But Slim has an accent, and
right?
Marshall has an accent.
Which makes me think, like, he must be conscious of how his voice changed. Like, he's not... It's not like his voice just naturally evolved. Like, he made choices and changed things up. So that was really cool to me. I will say, on another hand, real quick, just to bring this up, and it's not something cool that happened, but there's a song on there called Temporary, which is about... It's his Haley song. So on the Eminem show, there's Haley's song. On Encore, there's Mockingbird. He always does a song for Haley on his big albums. And this song kind of came out of left field because the whole album is like Slim Shady flipping the fuck out. And then there's this giant mood change where he's talking about this song's for Haley for when I die, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, God.
And I hate to say this, but I will say it because this is the podcast and this is where we lay it all on the line. I cried real salty tears, saltwater tears.
Were you drunk when you cried?
Oh, yes, I was.
Okay.
I got 2 free bottles of Oh My Rosé from Becker Farms because I bottled all their wines for the year. And I came here, drank a bunch of wine. And I forgot about the album. You texted me, you were like, new M in 10 minutes. And that's when I got so fucking pumped.
Yeah.
And I listened to it. And again, it's all nuts, crazy shit. And then it goes into this really emotional, heart-tugging moment. And you have an actual daughter. Did you listen to that song yet?
I did.
What did you think when you heard it?
I got to be in the right mood to hear a certain song.
Right.
I listened to it just because I knew I had to.
Yeah, well, you gave the album a full listen, which was appreciated.
Yeah.
Because I know you think Eminem is cheap. Because you texted me those words exactly.
Yes.
Eminem is cheap.
He is cheap.
But you did say later on, that I do respect his greatness. I respect his You didn't say you respect his content, but I know that you know how impactful he was, because you got to understand, you saying that to me is like me saying to you, the Beatles are cheap.
Sorry, come again?
And I know he wore this for a reason, because we had a conversation on Sunday at Eric's house. Shout outs Eric Fuhrer, our boy, our absolute road dog. And let's just talk about it right now. Fuck the Eminem album. Yes, I cried. Yes, I gave Clarabelle many kisses.
Give a score to it out of 10.
8.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. 8.2 out of 10. I love it. There's a couple cheap songs. There's a couple cheap moments. The Jelly Roll closer hurt the score.
It was a 9.4, and then it hit the Jelly Roll.
That hurt the score, but I think it's his most inspired work in a while. It seems like it was made for Eminem fans. Like, he's not going to get any... And Robin Tran from Red Bar BBG is the one who said this. So credit to her, because I've been posting in the BBG this week defending Eminem, like saying, like, I know this goes against the code of the BBG because we're supposed to hate everything, but I got to be honest, I loved the album. I am an Eminem fan. It's making me go through his whole discography. And Robin Tran agreed with me and echoed the sentiment that it won't make any new fans. Like, if you already hate Eminem, or if you're not an Eminem fan, this album won't change your mind. But if you're an Eminem fan who's been with him for the last 25 years, you will love this album because it was made for people who like him.
Yeah, nobody who likes modern rap is
they
gonna
won't
like
fuck
that.
with it. Exactly.
And
but,
who's a modern rapper right now that's like young? Just real quick, I want
to... Lil Baby.
See, I don't even know who that is.
I don't either, but I know the name.
I was going to say Juice WRLD or XXXTentacion or whatever.
Now we're digging back like 5 years.
Yeah, so... yeah,
you named two guys who died like 4 years ago.
Didn't know that either.
So, yeah.
Rest in peace, boys.
I love it. I cried. Me and Clarabelle bonded over it. It's all said and done. I ordered the vinyl, $60 out of my pocket. Now I can't pay my rent. But anyway.
And you can win the vinyl.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not giving that away. Shout outs to Devin. She gets Mike's outfit from last week. He said it fair and square.
Well, I don't even know what I wore.
You wore a Red Bar Scars Club hoodie. You wore, I think, khaki style pants.
Yeah, okay, I
they were like
remember
some
what I
old
wore.
Navy cargos or something.
She'll get them.
And she gets the full outfit. So, moving forward, let's address the fucking elephant in the room. Led Zeppelin, Eagles. That was big fucking topic that rocked the world. That one, like, I mean, I got a message from my uncle, who I never talked to anymore. He said that we have to pull up on Nickel Street because that Led Zeppelin shit was the most foul shit.
I have to go fight your uncle now?
Yes, basically. You have to fight my uncle, who's been in prison, by the way. Also, there was comments from Henry Deggy, who said it was the most foul thing he's ever heard. Eric was extremely offended by that. He knew it was a hot take, and I appreciate him bringing that to the table because that's the type of shit that we need. I don't think it's that crazy because to me, now if you ask me, which I didn't talk about this, but if you ask me, I like Led Zeppelin better, but that's only because I've heard one Eagles song. But it's not that crazy to me to have the Eagles above them because to me, you know my thing with JcPenney bands. These are two legendary rock acts, and that sounds dismissive, but that's actually a badge of honor on some level because if you're getting your shirt sold in a retail store, that means you've made a major impact. And I think both of them are on that level. So to like them more, and I think you explained it well why you did, and I learned a thing about Led Zeppelin that I did not know. They have no harmonies, which is kind of nuts to me.
That's like my biggest thing in music.
That's a huge thing, dude. So
I love vocals.
It got the fire stoked. It had people talking. He stands on that opinion. I will give a shout out to Kim, Eric's mom. She backed him on that, and not only did she back him on that, she's seen both bands live and said that the Eagles were way better, best band she's ever seen. Led Zeppelin dropped the ball. They didn't have a good performance.
Yeah, and he doesn't even hit the high notes.
Exactly. And all of the notes are high notes.
Yeah. Why sing that way if you can't hit them live?
Exactly. Like, they were more concerned about looking sexy and being the rock gods.
They were innovative.
They
will
were
say that.
awesome. I'm not a Led Zeppelin guy. Like, I don't know... I'm not a Led Zeppelin guy at all. A lot of that older shit I have a very limited knowledge of, and I have even less knowledge about the Eagles. But to me, being an outsider, it's not as nuts to me for you to say that. And I think one point that we hit on that's very valid is that people just have heard over the course of their lifetime that Led Zeppelin is this rock god thing. So when you say something like that, it upsets their equilibrium, where it challenges something that's ingrained in their mind.
That's like me saying Eminem's bad, or you saying
like
to me the Beatles
MGK's
suck.
better than Eminem, right? And I never say the Beatles suck. By the way, I would never say that because I'm not a
Right,
fucking
but I
idiot.
would get really offended if you did and look for any way to.
Why
defend
did you
them.
say Eminem was cheap?
Because has some cheap lines, dude.
If you say, I mean, the Beatles don't. Yellow Submarine.
That's a kid's song.
Hey Jude, like they were a boy band.
Hey Jude, that's about.
Yeah.
See, now I'm getting offended already.
I can't even.
I'm already offended.
I'm not well enough known to like even reference disses. Like I couldn't even come up with good disses. 'Cause one cool moment that came out of that when you left Eric's place after. So me and Eric basically ended up doing like a podcast live, talking about Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and who was more legendary, and I give it to the Beatles. I completely agree with him about that. I gave Led Zeppelin credit for playing live longer, but I think the Beatles are way more, the problem was with the Rolling Stones.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because the Stones got brought up because we had a group of friends that was Stones guys, and then we had a group of friends that was Beatles guys, which Beatles guys was basically you and Eric. Stones guys was basically Levi and whatever his goofball crew was doing.
Probably like Wes and stuff.
Whatever.
Who knows?
I fucking don't like the Rolling Stones, but my point to Eric was just that they're both iconic, legendary JcPenney style rock bands that have that clout.
JcPenney style.
That have that clout where they could be in a department store. I personally like the Beatles way more and think they're way better than the Rolling Stones. I don't even consider the Rolling Stones in their ballpark. And the cool thing that happened was when he left, me and Eric realized that we have the same favorite Beatles song, which is Tomorrow Never Knows, the very last song off Revolver. I didn't know that was his favorite song. So that what you saw was the diffusion and the differentiating opinions, but we come together. We came together over
Right.
Tomorrow Never Knows because I told him that Revolver was part of my curriculum at Full Sail. It was basically I went to the bookstore to get my books and they handed me a copy of
I wore Revolver.
Revolver.
Today, yeah.
So the long story short, I know Mike was making a point with this hoodie, trying to show like, yo, you better not fuck with the Beatles. But that's how I feel. Yo, you better not fuck with Shady or you get knocked out.
Well, the Bucks suck too.
Yes, exactly.
What jersey is that?
John Lynch. My favorite player of all time. You can see the shrine right here. I don't know if it's on camera.
Marshawn's brother.
Autographed photo.
I love these overrated dudes.
Piece of his jersey from the Pro Bowl. So I'm a huge John Lynch fan. He's my favorite player of all time. Hard-hitting white safety, a thing that doesn't exist anymore.
lunch pail guy.
Yes, a
Yeah.
hard worker.
Puts his hard hat on
clocks
every
in
morning.
before everyone else, clocks out at the end of the day.
Woke
but yeah,
up yesterday.
I found out that Antoine Winfield actually broke his record for most tackles by a DB in Bucs history.
Antoine Winfield Sr.?
Junior.
Oh, Junior.
Yes. Who is my favorite player right now in the Bucs, best safety in the league, in my opinion. But we can get back to that later. Now is the time, and this is becoming a legendary bit, where you take over, I go piss,
Oh, okay.
and you tell your thoughts on this whole Zeppelin Eagles
Okay,
drama.
I'll do it one more time. And I saw, Henry, I appreciate your comments. I did see that. We're still trying to figure out the logistics here and how to actually have a debate about it. But I just want you guys to know, I like the Eagles better. I really do. And I know they're more country and Zeppelin's more hard rock, but I just don't like Zeppelin, man. And they are they're ripping people off left and right. Another good point brought up by my co-host here. They're stealing stuff. I don't like that. And I do know Jackson Browne did write Peaceful Easy Feeling for the Eagles. That's not stealing. That's not stealing at all. These guys were legendary for stealing music. And if that's how you're going to be, and then you want to be the best rock band of all time, not happening for me. I really don't care. And we'll find a time and place, Henry. We'll find a time and place.
Shit, y'all are gonna square up.
No, I love Henry.
You guys can be the undercard to me and Sheezy.
I don't. Oh God, I wouldn't fight Henry.
Never mind. So here's the thing. I agree with everything you said. When I finally so you weren't there at this point. You had already left. When I realized the Led Zeppelin stealing point, that was such a hammer to drop. because I know how Eric is. And I know his mindset towards certain things, and he tried to play it off like it wasn't that big of a deal, and like all the other shit they did matters, and it eclipses that, and I agree to that on some level. But taking other people's work and passing it off as your own is a huge slight against integrity, artistry,
and on
honor.
your biggest hit of all time.
Exactly. That's a huge thing. So Led Zeppelin does have to pay the price for that when we reflect on their legacy.
Put up Hotel California versus Stairway to Heaven.
Hotel California.
All day. All day. All day long, guys. Sorry.
I'm kind of with Mike on this one a little bit. I need to really dive into the Eagles.
The Eagles
catalog.
are very country. Yeah, so it's hard. But
that I don't know if I like.
It's another thing with me. My dad played it from the basement when I was a kid.
Right,
all
so
the time.
it's sentimental.
Right, but I always liked Led Zeppelin better until recently when I was trying. I'm like, what's so great about these guys?
You've evolved.
I've evolved into my next form. We're on a higher timeline now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I like Zeppelin. My favorite album by them is Houses of the Holy because I think my favorite Zeppelin song is No Quarter.
What about Dancing Days?
See, I don't even know that. I couldn't even tell you what that is. Led Zeppelin 3 I know has Immigrant Song, which I love. And then Led Zeppelin 4 is like probably their most popular because it has Stairway and other bullshit on it. But
Let's talk Aerosmith versus Zeppelin. That's
Zeppelin.
They're more on the level.
Oh, wow. Now you're going to be really mad that he did that.
What?
Now you're going to be pissed.
Aerosmith and Zeppelin
looks like a lady.
Yeah, dude.
He's putting that with the legendary John Bonham, the legendary Jimmy Page, the legendary Robert
Loving
Plant.
an elevator?
Wow.
Living it up while I'm going down.
See, that would be... See, now I would be on Henry and my uncle and Eric's side if you had said... Aerosmith is better than Zeppelin. I would be like, dude, I'm out on this one. I don't want anything to do with it because that's nuts.
But Nirvana had a song, Aero Zeppelin.
Yes.
So they were on the same level at some time.
And how good was Dream On?
Dream On's great.
Which got sampled by M for Sing
Here's
for
a
the
funny
Moment.
story. Our friend Justin thought Dream On was actually by Led Zeppelin.
There you go.
Forever.
So it's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. I don't know. It's something that's yet to be resolved. It's something that we're keeping an eye on.
The Zeppelin hate is unreal.
I love talking music on this level because this is a point I made to Eric as well while we were on his porch. You can say something that's wrong. Like you can say that Megadeth is better than Metallica because it's music, it's subjective, and you're allowed to get away with shit that you wouldn't be able to get away with in something like sports. Like if you said Drew Bledsoe was better than Tom Brady, you're just wrong.
But could we have stats in music? So you know Connor McDavid's better than anyone on the Sabres, right?
Right.
Because his stats tell you so and his gameplay
That's what
tells
makes
you
sports
so.
different. So music has stats, but they're quantified differently. And you can't really use sales completely. You can use it a little bit. And if you do, the Eagles smash Led Zeppelin. They have the biggest selling album of all time. Their greatest hits double disc is the greatest selling album ever. I think that's still true. I'm not 100% sure, but last time I checked, that was the biggest.
At one point it was at least.
So that's a stat. It doesn't quantify live performance, doesn't quantify artistry level. But it is worth considering because it did mean that it reached the most people, and the most people felt something from that to purchase it. So it's worth at least bringing into the conversation. And I brought up a whole nother thing that Eric dismissed. And Eric, we'll talk about this right after we wrap this subject up.
He won't get this far into the
but
podcast. Maybe he will.
He hasn't even watched one yet. But we are getting requests to have people that want to come on. And I would love to have Eric on because I know that it will be fired up. I know that shit will percolate and be litty. But something that we talked about the other day was it's interesting how when you get something going like this and you start to do it and maybe get a little momentum and you establish something that people just want to hop on, not really realizing the fact that me and Mike have known each other for 18 years, 19 years. The amount of practice that we've had talking to each other, interacting with each other, knowing each other's tells, knowing each other's facial expressions, knowing each other's the way we speak. We are very close, extremely close. We're borderline gay.
Borderline.
without the sex. I mean, we're the Twin Towers. Like, I don't know if anyone caught that pic that we took at Becker the other night, but I mean, you couldn't find. If I was running a bar, I can't imagine two better guys that I would want with their suspenders on and their Becker pin. Like, that makes me feel great because it's like, okay, people are coming in. You got two guys.
You look good. You just don't have a T-shirt on.
Exactly. We took it to the next level, and I completely stole his look, by the way. But anyway, well, I actually had it first. But I did copy it for Becker. But anyways, there's been people who have been asking, like, I'll jump on the pod, I'll do this. It's like this, as easy as it might, this is going to sound like a dick thing to say, but as easy as it might look, because we just can bounce off each other, if you bring someone into the equation who we don't interact with that often, it will show on the video. It will show in the recording. You do have to have a rapport. You do have to be comfortable. Not saying that I'm not open to guests. I'm very open to that idea.
I think segments could be cool.
It could be
like
cool.
Maybe if we had one of the people that wanted to be on. I'll say Henry because I've already said his name a million times. If he wanted to like do like a 20-minute segment or something,
right, where he battles you over the thing.
I know, and he'd be pretty entertaining, I think.
But my point is really like, if you really feel that inspired, where you feel like I want to do that, it's like this is so easy to do. It's so simple. Do it.
We do it on Tuesdays.
Right. And Tuesday's becoming a big event day, like where I look forward to Tuesday all week. And I've always hated Tuesdays, almost more than Mondays, because it's this irrelevant day that has no, it's not the end of the weekend.
You can't hate Tuesday more than Monday.
I've always hated Tuesday more than Monday.
Really?
Yeah, just because of the fact that it's such a nothing day. Like Wednesday, end of the week. Thursday, you have the hype for Friday. Friday, it's Friday, beginning of the weekend.
And now that I think of it, there is Monday Night Football,
right.
Monday Night Raw.
And Monday's the beginning of the week, so at least it has something. Tuesday has virtually nothing going on.
You got 50-cent wings at the Chop Shop.
Facts. Chops Shop.
It's so hard to say that.
I hope we can go get some later. I don't know what kind of schedule you're on. I know you got assignments to do, but I would love to get some fucking wings.
I'm a little low on cash this week.
I got you. I owe you anyway.
All right, we'll head up there and...
It's 50 cents. But one cheap thing, though, that happened there, you're not allowed. So he was going to get wings, right? And he was going to get me some, too. And she was like, oh, it's dine-in only, which I've heard of before. That's not that crazy because they don't want people just ordering to go all night.
Right.
Because people will do it all night. They're 50 cents. But I was like, dude, just get 20. We'll eat what we can, and we'll take the rest out in a box. She was like, no.
We gotta
you
prank
can't
them.
get a box.
We got to prank them before
we'll
the end
prank
of the
them
show.
tonight. And then we'll go there and follow up on that. But, the Bald Boys... I don't know if anyone saw this on our YouTube page. We posted pictures of us, what we would look like bald. The big prank that's in the air right now, percolating.
It's not like a real thing that's ever going to happen.
What we want Mike to do.
No, never going to happen.
Is.
You do it.
I would never.
Yeah, what makes you think? Well, it's funny because I brought it up. I said it crossed my mind for like.
Right, because it would be so funny.
It would be so funny.
It would be I'm not even kidding you. It would, if you did what I'm going to say I want you to do, it would be the most legendary thing to ever happen.
Yeah.
So what we want Mike to do, and by want I mean me and Eric, what we want him to do is one random day he just clippers the hair off his head and bicks it clean and goes into work without a hat on and doesn't address it on any level.
Like so nothing ever happened.
It puts all the pressure on all the other people who work there to be like, yo, Mike, what's up? And then they would go into the back and be like, dude, did you see fucking Mike? Dude, he's fucking
Yo, what's
bald.
up with the hair? And I'm just like, it's just lost it, man.
I
in
lost
like a
it.
2-day
Right.
span.
Like it fell out in one piece.
Yeah.
Like there's a wig of your hair that fell out.
Dude, I've been wearing a toupee forever, man.
Yeah, dude. My shit's been gone for years. But just the interactions that would follow. Now, I will say this. We both took pictures with the Snapchat bald filter.
Yeah.
If we go bald, we're done.
Yeah.
This podcast is over. We have nothing. There's going to be no more napkin numbers
no
handed
more
out.
chicks.
There's nothing. There's never incel status. Like, we're done. And beyond that, beyond chicks even, like, I wouldn't even feel comfortable, like,
holding a job.
Right, exactly. I wouldn't even feel comfortable, like, going to Becker and, like, applying. Like, the amount of confidence that I walked in with that day when you introduced me to our manager, and kind of like got me my foot in the door. If I was bald with no hat on, I wouldn't have felt.
Yeah, Mr. Cleaning it up.
I would have just been like, yeah, you probably won't
But some
hire me.
people call it. They can wear it out. They wear it.
Yes, and some people look good bald.
Most people that are bald look good bald.
We do not look good bald.
But maybe we'd grow into it.
Oh, dude, my life would be so fucked. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of my biggest fears in life is losing my fucking hair. It really is.
Mine is now that I saw the photo of me.
Yeah, now that you know what's coming.
Because my face is too thin. It doesn't work for me.
No, it doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for me. I'm not saying like, yeah, you're fucked, but I'm equally fucked.
Immediately I'm in chemotherapy.
We saw the picture of me. We saw the picture of you. We're both fucked. And you know what's crazy about us too is like we have good enough beards to rock, but we don't have that real beard.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like we have
Yeah.
good enough beards where we can rock it.
I can grow it long enough to where it looks like a real beard.
Exactly, but we don't have that full Bushman style shit where you can compensate for the lack of. So like being bald is just going to expose the patches that we have and make our beards look worse. So we'll just be fucked. God willing, we will not go bald.
I feel like the people that could grow beards in like high school or years at
they're the ones who went bald.
They're the ones that went bald.
Yes. It's almost like it's
They
the
just
hair
took
from their head. Yeah,
went to
exactly. All right, it's time.
I love that conversation.
It's an amazing one.
But imagine being bald. I'm sorry, that's just so funny.
It's a crazy thing to imagine. One of the things I always used to do, like, and we'll move on right after this, but if I ever was like mad at a chick or like pissed at her or like wanted to bring her status down in my eyes, I would picture her bald.
Ooh.
Which would just rock their world. They would look so shitty at that point that any clout that they had with me would just dissipate. Something to try. A little exercise.
It's easier
feature.
than picturing them with their makeup off.
Yeah, that's another one to try too, but that's a hard one to do.
Yeah, that's super hard.
All right, Mike, it's time. Trump got shot. I want you to take this one because I know you know more about this than me.
I don't know too much about. All I know is that if he didn't move his head, that slight movement, he would have got shot in the head.
And people
there was
are
a
like
picture.
celebrating that.
Oh God, so many people. You know, and I saw a video yesterday. This guy went to this woman's workplace. She was like a cashier.
Yeah.
And he didn't even know her. He just went because she posted on Facebook, "Oh, he missed. That sucks," or something. So
Tom
the guy's
McDonald style.
Hey.
You missed.
yeah.
Bitch, you missed.
And how does it? If you're Trump right now, you got to be shook, like real bad. But he doesn't seem like he's shook.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something right now, and I'll credit Eric with this comparison, but the picture of him like this, with his ear bleeding,
Yeah.
with that face on, like, that goes up there with the Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston like this. I mean, that goes up there with some of the greatest photos ever taken. Like, we will reflect on this moment, and he's so... You have to give him credit for reacting to getting shot that way. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there. I actually heard this today when I was at a specific building. I heard people talking about this, how they think it's a conspiracy. They think it was faked. They think that he cut his ear and the whole thing was set up.
How do you fake?
I don't know. And the guy who shot him actually died.
Yeah, and someone else in the audience died.
Right. So it's like that would be such a
Is that just collateral damage?
Right. They just decided like, well, yeah, two people, we can kill them. And that
There's
way
a
to get-
bullet in a picture.
Right. But that picture of him like this with his ear cut after getting shot, that will be, I mean, to me, when I heard about it, we were working when we heard about it, and I thought it was one of the most legendary things to ever happen. I think that won him the election. I can't imagine him losing the election after that. What's more American than getting shot and being like, I'm good.
And having 34 felonies.
I got this.
Yeah, he's badass. I'm sorry.
I'm
he's
sorry
badass.
too, because I'm not a Trump guy. I never have been. But if you're denying how badass that was, you're lying to yourself. I mean, that was nuts. Like, Biden almost needs to get shot now.
No, don't say that.
That's a horrible thing to say. I can't even believe I just said that.
No, he does not need to be
I take
shot.
that back. What I meant by that was Biden almost needs to, I can't believe I just said that.
I know that. I'm glad we're not live.
That's going to get us, like, we're going to get a visit from the FBI.
You're going to get a visit.
You're right. I'm not involved.
I'm not even on
You're
this
getting
I'm
it
a
right.
co-host.
Yeah. Hopefully, I moved into my new place and they can't find me. What I meant by that was Biden almost needs to do something equally crazy to match
Go skydiving.
something nuts.
A plane malfunctions when he's on it and
Right.
he jumps to save like a family.
In no way do I want or hope or think or even fathom that the president could be under any sort of physical violence. I want to make that very clear. I might have to edit that out.
As soon as you said it, it crossed my mind.
That did not occur to me how that could be interpreted.
It's almost like he needs to get
That's
SOHOT.
nuts to say.
I spelled shot wrong.
That might be the craziest thing we've ever said. But
We've ever said.
that I made myself clear. I really might actually edit that out. Like I might put a little blank space, kind of like the fuck Terry Herring shit, where I just have a little
Yeah, and we'll let everyone speculate what you actually
he
said.
I just it's not that I know how I meant it, and it wasn't harmful. It was very harmless, but I just know I don't want that on my resume.
You're fine.
Okay, all right.
And Trump
good.
picked a vice president.
Yes, he did, and I heard
Yeah.
about that yesterday. Who did he pick, and what's the deal? Because I heard he was an author of some sort.
J.D. Vance.
Right. Which I thought he was going to take that lady, Gabby something, or
Tulsa or wow.
something Gabbert,
Yes,
Tulsi
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yes,
I made it
and I've heard
backwards.
good things about her too. And I think it would actually be that would be a nice little
Chicks versus chicks on
right?
the
It would be a
vice
nice little
presidential.
addition to Trump's thing where he could get some slack off of him if he had a woman there,
I'm not too sure about this pick. 39 years old.
which is really young.
Yeah,
really
he
young.
enlisted in the Afghanistan war.
Yeah, I heard he was a service member.
When 9/11 happened.
So let me ask you this: if he's 39, if Trump got elected, if something happened to Trump, would he be allowed to be president? Because I'm pretty sure in
Yeah,
order
it's
to
35.
run. Oh, I thought it was 45.
No, it's
Okay,
35.
all right.
Yeah, he'll be 40 on August 2nd.
Okay.
J.D. Vance will.
That is young, though, for a VP.
That's super young.
That's
yeah,
very
he was
young.
in the Marines, and he wrote a book, and he's very anti-war, but he does have conservative values where...
So he fits in with the
Yeah,
Trump
he
whole
also
thing.
said Trump was not the right person for the job.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I don't know how that works.
That is interesting. Why
But
did
also-
Trump pick him?
I don't know. But also Kamala Harris said that Joe Biden was like basically a rapist, so
Jesus. You want us in?
second week in a row, it's in it.
So, yeah. There's no way... There's literally no way to put a bow on the shit that happened this week with a presidential candidate, a guy who was president, a figure that's as widely known as Trump getting shot at. That's literally one of the craziest things that ever happened. The picture that was taken is one of the most iconic pictures ever. Like I said, Muhammad Ali, Sonny Liston. I'm trying to even think of another picture that's even on that level, but it's going to be up there, dude.
I saw a thread on X.
Of like historic.
Yeah, historic pictures. The one when Tupac's on the stretcher.
Yeah, and he's giving the finger.
Giving the bird.
Yeah.
That was on it.
The one with Eminem when he's getting zipped up in the coffin on the front of Death of Slim Shady.
Oh, I hate that. When I was watching the YouTube videos of it, it would like unzip and his face would like peek
Nice.
out and then it would zip back up.
That's awesome.
That's awesome if you're... Dude, I'm going lower deck on this Zin.
You can. I think you can get away with that. So, we decided that we want to use the 1999 hit song I Need to Know by Mark Anthony as our theme song. And I told you I'd bring this up on the podcast because you asked about it. The problem with that is we will actually be risking a potential copyright strike. And it could damage
What
our...
if we switch one note?
What we could do is make a cover version, but it will never sound as good because that song is fucking amazing.
I think we get...
I want to use it, but I'm a little worried
If
because
we get big enough to get like... Oh, no, I guess you could just do it to anybody. We can just sing I Need to Know every time
we
come on the
could.
air.
I would love the idea of having I think the natural thing is to do like a Playmaker song probably.
Yes. Sample it.
Right? So that would be because then it's our shit. We own it. And then it's also us, so it makes sense. Like, I think coming into the pod, like, if we got... I'll ask Dave to do this, too. Like, if we get a logo made or whatever, then we could have, like, a tile play at the beginning and then it plays championship, like, just the chorus or whatever. We fucking ever, you bitch. which to me is one of the craziest things ever said into a mic.
You wrote that line.
I know I did, and I remember you before you recorded it were like, dude, we fucking every bitch. That's kind of.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, just do it. It's perfect.
Yeah, yo, I'm going on a date tomorrow.
That's crazy.
You can't hear this.
You know what I love about the Playmaker songs is like, Jano had this girlfriend at the time that like he was having like trouble with, and like he was going out of his way to like
fix the lyrics.
Not even that. I felt like he was going out of his way to like annoy her and like say like basically kind of exactly what had ended up happening to you is what happened to him. Like, because of the Playmakers, she thought that maybe he was living a bachelor lifestyle, even though we were just making shit up, drinking Hennessy in my fucking bedroom that I've had since I was fucking 11 years
acting
old.
like a bunch of little kids.
Exactly. And you know what's funny about that too is I've encountered that situation where I'll be seeing someone, dating someone, whatever, and they'll somehow stumble upon or hear the Playmakers, and it opens up this like Pandora's box of like, oh, I didn't know this guy was like this.
Yeah, it's not serious. It's not that serious.
It's so made up.
Yeah.
It's literally the most made up thing of all time.
We're mocking you.
Right. Like, my phone's blowing up. It's not. I can tell you right now. Like,
you blow my phone up.
Right.
That's the only person.
This is a great topic, and this was not written down, so fuck that. But my dad commented on that before. So I'm going to say this right now for everybody, and I really have blown you up badly, but I don't care. So
no, I don't mind. It doesn't mind.
If you don't respond to my texts in a timely way or even respond to them at all, I don't care. Because I'm not texting you to get anything back. I'm just saying I have something I have to say to get off my chest, and I'm going to type it out. And my dad, I was doing that. I was lighting him up too, and he was like, why do you write everything in so many texts? Can't you just write one text? The reason why is because I look at texting almost like the way I look at AIM, where it's an ongoing conversation, and I have a thought, brrr, boom, brrr, boom, brrr, boom. I don't like write an essay. Like, that's worse to me if you write a big long paragraph.
Yeah, because I'm not reading all that.
I'm doing like flow state, train of thought, like boom, 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 here's this, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and you
this.
don't know everything you're going to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with it on the fly. And like I said, and I mentioned this before on the video that I've brought up 3 times now, but on the OnlyFans snafu video, I mentioned how in that group chat, I just light them up because I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I don't feel bad at all about sending 27 texts and getting nothing back, because that means I had 27 things to say. And I know that you're going to read it.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything back. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It means nothing to me. I like when you do.
My issue is, like, when I wake up, I'll see a bunch of different topics that were texted.
I mean, I went
So the
off.
only way I can respond to that is by, like, referencing each point.
Right, so you have to, like, do homework.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest here. I don't text you or Ethan, Ange, Tyler the way I text, like, a girl I'm talking to or, like, a person I work with.
Because you know us.
With you, it's like, I can do no wrong.
I'm
like,
going to read it.
You know me.
Yeah.
So you don't, like, there's no way I have nothing at stake. Like, it's just like, you know that I obviously was just on a train of thought, and I was probably maybe fucked up, and I just had something to say.
Yeah.
And
it's the same thing if we were next to each other.
Exactly.
You'd say the same stuff.
So, like, that's why when my dad said that, I was like, what's the big deal exactly? Like, if I light your phone up, it's not like anything happens to your phone. Like, there's just text sitting there, and then you read them when you can.
But there's just a stigma about it.
Right, because I think what people might think, and I could be wrong about this, that they might think that, but they also might think that if I send 7 texts, then I'm expecting to get 7 back, or I'm expecting the
At
length of response.
Equal
right,
response,
and that is not the case at all. When I'm doing that, I'm just like feeling the moment and writing out what I think.
Remember the movie Into the Wild?
I never saw that.
Well, there was a quote in there, happiness is only real when shared.
Right.
So if you're happy about something and you're texting,
right,
you're sharing all your happy thoughts.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. It's just getting that out there, getting that energy out there. Like, I was watching, and I told people to watch this last week, I was watching our video where we performed Blowing Up. And it was so fucking funny. Like, it's literally one of the funniest things that we've ever fucking done. The only thing that could top that is if you bick your head clean and go to Becker, because you do this thing, like, something took over you and me, probably. I'm not even really watching myself. Like, I'm watching you and Jano, who's dressed like Bray Wyatt, but, like, I'm watching you, and, like, you do this thing, like, when I'm doing my verse, where you, like, do, like, a baseball swing to the camera, and I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, it's not me.
Who is that? Who's doing?
And I wasn't even drunk,
right,
or anything.
Something about the music and, like, the lights and the smoke just, like, can't. I want to perform again as the Playmakers so bad.
We have to.
So fucking bad,
dude. Last night here on Spruce Street, back porch,
what if we did
backyard,
a show? Oh
who
my
would
god,
come?
Probably no one. But if anyone
it doesn't matter if anybody comes.
It'll be a free
go out
show,
with a bang.
Right? We would still do it. It would be so awesome. Like, we could literally go to Gonzo's and talk to whoever runs that place and be like, we want to book a band. It's this rap group. They have like 4 or 5 songs. It'll be quick. Like, they have lights, they have smoke, they have their own PA, and we could literally hit up Bill, get all that same shit, and just do.
We could play covers after on,
right,
like, real instruments.
That'd be awesome. We could just do a random fucking Tuesday night.
We could do an Eagles set.
That would be amazing. That would really hammer the point home. Holy shit.
Playmakers, and then the.
The idea you had was to do a Hotel California Playmakers remix, which I think would be sick. And it would really, again, double down and enforce that kind of Hotel California whole thing.
To the hotel on Spruce Street.
On Garden now.
On Garden Street.
Oh, this is our last, not our last, but we'll have, what's today's date? The 16th? We'll end up having...
Oh, is it 716 day?
Yes, it is. It's 716 day. Shout out to all the Lockport people out there, man.
It is 716.
Western New York people. Let's go. Yeah, I'm moving. This podcast will be taped in a different place. I feel sorry for the lady who lives underneath me to have to hear all this nonsense.
That sounded like a rap. I feel sorry for the lady who lives underneath me.
Chop it up. Chop it up.
That's chop.
Yeah, what else did I want to... Okay, so I kind of want to tell the napkin story, but I don't really know if I should. What do you think about that? I'm not going to tell it unless you give me your thoughts on how that went down, because I don't want to speak out of turn.
Let's not
and
use
since names
or places.
Since I know that someone's husband also listened to our podcast, I don't want to necessarily...
No names or places, but...
You think that works?
Yeah, just don't use names or places. But...
Okay, so I was somewhere... and I was doing something, and a girl came in who was also doing something in that
where
same
you were
place.
Doing something.
Right. And I felt this chemistry and this magnetism right off the gate. And I think Mike saw it too. I think he experienced it. And so the place I was at, it wasn't necessarily the best time to explore this connection. However, it was the only chance I had. And I would never see this person again if I didn't do it. What if she ends up becoming my wife and mother of my kids? Like, how shitty would people feel then about saying I shouldn't have done it? But
they'd always be waiting for the divorce.
Of course, which would eventually happen.
He ruined his life by doing that.
It would eventually happen. But anyway, so... what I was doing at that time, Mike was also doing, and was at the same place. So I asked him for advice on how to handle this, because this person came into this place for a short period of time and then left. But when she left, I knew that I had to somehow find a way to communicate with this person again in the future. And Mike told me, which I would have never thought of. I don't know why. It's not that crazy.
The only reason I told you this is because I've gotten numbers.
Right. Doing this same thing.
Same thing.
Yes.
But I haven't given mine, but I've got
That's what was kind of nuts about it. So Mike told me you should write your number on a napkin and give it to her. But the only problem with that was there was no opportunity for me to do that.
Right.
So I took his advice and wrote my number on a napkin and literally had a one-track mind the entire time I was doing this thing that I was doing at this place that I was. And at the end of the night, I tried to sneakily, solid snake, crawl my way towards her station and present this to her. And long story short, I got caught in the crosshairs because people saw me doing this. It wasn't necessarily a super professional thing to do. The way I was amped up and revved up, no one could have stopped me. Like, it could have been Brock Lesnar out there. I would have tangled with him to get that number out. I would have literally fucking boxed Floyd Mayweather. I would have boxed Mike Tyson. I would have wrestled Brock Lesnar to get to her station, to get her this number. That's how I was so revved and excited. I think you could probably see that on my face.
No, I could see. Yeah. I was, I did mention don't.
You did. To be fair, Mike did say you can't do it this way. But I knew
you had to.
I had to do it that way, or else it wouldn't have happened. So I kind of had to do something that I almost knew wasn't necessarily the right thing to do, and just hope that it would just blow over and not be noticed. It was noticed. I did it anyway.
You got caught in...
I got caught, but it did work out where I think it was worth doing. But I won't do it again. I'll say that much. Now that I've been told, now that I know... But I'll just say this, and this is...
See, look, I'm not going to do it again.
I won't. No. It has nothing to do with doing it again. I won't do it again. That's straight up, across the board, will not do it again. The fact that I did that, take the place out of the equation, take the situation out of the equation. I've never done anything like that in my life before.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's a weird thing. It's not weird. I think she appreciated it.
So the fact that I even did that was so nuts that... For me personally, knowing myself, the fact that I did that, it was kind of like the Playmakers show. Like, it felt like something possessed my body and made me do it. Whereas, all other factors considered, let's say we weren't even at that place and doing what we were doing. Let's say we're at the
a
chop
restaurant.
shop,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I would have never done that. 99 out of 100 times, I would have never had the balls to walk out to a person and hand them my fucking number on a napkin. I would have never.
Would you do that if it was two girls and one guy and you weren't sure who the guy was dating?
No. Which is why the first question I asked, so I'll tell briefly what happened. And again, this was at a random place and a random night, random shit going on. I go up to her station and she's helping patrons because she's working that night too, doing a certain job. But I felt so confident about the magnetism that I felt during our brief interaction that I felt like this wasn't going to be creepy. And not only did I feel that way, but I was hoping. Because I could have been wrong. Who knows? Maybe
you read the situation correctly.
I did, but I could have been wrong. Exactly. Who knows? Maybe it was
then
just,
it's like...
Right. Maybe she was just being nice and you know what I mean? But I felt so strongly that this needed to be done. So I go up. She's helping patrons. I have to lean on her little station there and wait for her, which kind of sucked because that wasn't part of my plan. And I had gone out the other door to scope the situation out, to formulate a plan, and that's when I first got scoped out. But... I had a quick moment, brief break in the action where all the work was done and it was like, it's now or never. Like, if you don't do it right now, it will never happen. So I just fucking did it.
Well, what's more important to you, money or women?
Women. No, money. I don't know. Neither. Clarabelle. Yeah, I don't care about either of them. It doesn't matter. I've been poor.
You put your job on the line.
I've been poor and an incel, and I was fine.
Every time I have money, I'm still poor.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't
even
matter.
When I'm poor, it's like I'm still poor anyways. So.
I've gone without money and women so often that it means nothing to me. I don't give a fuck. If I have Clarabelle in my Brady fat head, I'm fine.
So are we expecting a new Cody Butler?
No, but you did say on Sunday that... What did you call me? Like the lady killer? Or like you're on like the hunt or something?
The lady killer.
Something about now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the new role. Again, I almost said the name, but like I don't know if it's the new role. I don't know if it was the suspenders. I don't know what it was, but like something gave me the confidence.
When you're
when you're
in a
doing
position,
this thing,
yeah,
yes.
it gives you a little bit of power. Over other people,
because honestly, and Eric mentioned this too, and I'm not throwing him under the bus, but he mentioned this, like it is a good way to meet people, and not just in that sense, not in just a romantic sense, but it's a good way to meet people, talk to people, find out new things that people do. Like you meet all kinds of different people, you interact with them. It's not just about getting chicks, but it's like you meet people, you talk to people, you interact with them, and so it opens that door.
Yeah, it's much easier to do it.
I gotta
that
pee
way.
again. Well, why don't you give your thoughts on the incident and how you felt about it and
Yeah, I
what
can
you
give
were
my
thinking?
thoughts about it. Very unprofessional. Maybe think about what you're doing before you do it. Yeah. No, that's not what I thought. I was happy, but I thought you'd be a little more sneaky about it. I didn't know you got caught by the bombers, bro. Yeah, you got to wait until the girl goes on break next time. Everybody takes a break here and there, except me. Yeah, well, whatever. Good for him. I don't think I'd have the gall to do that at this point. Well, I can't, obviously. I wouldn't. That's true. So I got to watch what I say, too. You might have to edit that one out.
Yeah. So we both got edited on this one. But, yeah, it was one of those things where...
Yo, you got to hit the mic.
Yeah, I know.
Hold the mic up to your mouth.
Mr. Technical. It was one of those things where, like, it was a moment in time that would never be captured again.
I'm happy you did it because it evolved you.
Right. I knew that if I didn't do that, like that was like a stepping stone as a man. That's how I felt about it. And it might sound stupid to people or you might not get it, but like doing that was so important to my process of growing up.
And how important is it that your confidence shined through?
And that was the most rewarding, exciting high I've gotten in so long. Like the fact that I went and did that and it went well, the rush I got off that. I said this to you. Like even if I never heard from this person and they never texted me, it wouldn't matter because that moment crystallized this euphoric feeling of like all the anxiety and doubt and reasons why I wouldn't normally do something like this. I said fuck it and just beelined out and did it.
Yeah.
And that was so important, not even considering what it was, but that was just so important in life to do something like that.
You became the Riz master.
The Riz god.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So, and what would you tell people? Do it, right?
Absolutely. Do not hold back. But I would say
I'm not recommending somebody who's 92 pounds and like...
Well, you got to be careful because let's say I was an idiot and I completely misread that and then then it ends up being something where like I harassed her.
Exactly.
And, like,
that's the biggest fear.
Risk you take. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I had that in the back of my mind and I was thinking like, am I really like the way I saw this situation unfold? Is that really what happened or am I just thinking that's what happened and I'm going off my emotions right now? But luckily I had you there to kind of, not that you talked me into doing it. You told me not to do it, but I'm just saying you were building me up as far as like, yeah, dude, like that you really like.
You got to have people around you that build you up in those certain situations.
Mike's my dog. I love Mike to death.
Yeah, thanks.
I would take a bullet for this man.
Oh, don't take a bullet for me.
In the ear.
You got...
Not in the head, in the ear. Yeah, so I could do this.
And then it shows
that, right,
down.
I would take that bullet for anybody.
Safe.
Right, so that I get that iconic photo. That's why I would take that bullet. It has nothing to do with you.
I've been holding in a pee for a while.
Go.
All right, I'm going to pee, guys.
So I threw my list. I think it's right here. And honestly, somehow, some way, I think we managed to hit just about everything I wanted to hit, which is nuts. I mean, I wrote some silly shit down that we would never talk about, like College Football 25, which comes out on Friday. I wrote down Tom McDonald, but I don't even care about him enough to even talk about it. I'll just say, for the record, and I'm so excited that this is turning into something real. Like, when this came up again, it was just a little speck of what it can turn. Like, me and Mike could have done one, and then it would have never happened again. Like he's experienced, we could have done 4 and I could have never posted it. It could be like the other ones I've done where we do 7 of them and we just fucking, it drops out. But like this has become this thing where it's something I look forward to on a Tuesday. It's like the basis of my week. Like there was points in the weekend where I was like, I can't fucking wait till Tuesday because I got so much fucking shit to say. And I think we said it all.
I think your toilet's not working properly.
Doesn't matter. It's not my problem. They can deal with that. I'll plunge it though.
Let's do a phone call to Chop Shop.
Call them up
and try to order
We'll end
Let's
it.
do 6 chicken wings to go, and I want the 50% price.
Yes, that sounds
Okay,
good to me.
let's do
We'll
that.
end it. We'll do another prank, and then we'll call it.
Okay, because I love doing these pranks. And as Red Bar calls them, college-style pranks.
College style prank, yes.
What is it? Chops
shop.
Like
Are we actually going to go there?
I don't know, man. It's
You
up
got
to
shit to do, right?
I mean, if we go there, we can do it for like an hour.
I wouldn't actually mind getting some wings.
I had to hit that Sonny's chicken finger last night.
Hell yeah.
All right.
We talked
here
about wings
go.
last week, but fingers-wise, Sonny's delivers, so.
Here we go.
Not literally. Where's my wristband? Cheap, right?
Thank you for calling Chop Shop and Nextport. This is going to be for pickup or delivery.
Hi, I'm going to pick it up.
And can I get a phone? I'm sorry. And can I get a name?
Jim.
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that for me?
Jim.
And can I get a phone number?
Yes. 716-940-4552.
And what would you like?
I need 6 chicken wings, 50-cent chicken wings for delivery.
I'm sorry. You said 55 chicken wings. They only come in 10, 20, 30, and 50.
I said 6 chicken wings for delivery. Hot and
I'm so
saucy.
sorry. We do not do our wings in orders of 6. We only do them in 10, 20, 30, and 50.
If you do them 10 and you deliver them to me 50 cents, right?
No, I'm sorry. That's only at the bar.
What's the bar's phone number?
I'm sorry, but you can only dine in and eat the 50-cent wings.
What if I don't finish all 6 wings? Can I take the 2 home I don't finish?
Yes, yep.
What if I eat 1 wing, I take the 5 home I don't finish?
I am not sure.
Okay. All right, I'll be picking my wings up in about 10 minutes, all right? Name's Jim.
Okay, you said it was 10 wings. How would you like them?
No, 6 wings, I said. 6.
So you do not come in orders of 6.
What am I going to do? I only got $3 on me. I'll come in and pick up my 6 wings.
Okay.
Okay, your name?
Okay.
Don't tell me your name. It's okay. All right. We love you guys.
Okay. Yep. Bye.
My God.
Damn, bro.
You snapped. I don't know how you do that. Like, Mike is a good prank caller. I think we've all learned that today. He did not back down. He held his ground. No fear.
I didn't want to dox her. I didn't want her name.
Well, yeah, and plus...
She's probably so like, this weirdo just
so
called.
the other weird part was like she was gonna put an order in. That's why I wanted you to say like I'll come in because she was gonna put an order at 10 in, and I didn't want.
No,
that
I wanted 6 wings, saucy.
I'll come pick up my wings. Holy fuck!
So I could eat 1 wing and take the other 5 home for 50 cents.
Imagine if it gets to the point where it's like business owners like talk to each other about like, yeah, you got to watch out for the Twin Towers on Tuesday. They fucking call places. They harass. Like every Tuesday they fuck with people.
And that was just an Armenian accent. That wasn't me making fun of anybody.
No, of course not.
Because I'll probably get shit for that.
I'll probably get shit for that. Absolutely. I'm feeling good about this. I don't know about you.
What about what?
The podcast.
I thought it went shitty today. No, it was a good podcast.
I thought it was great.
Well, there was no time to let's see. Oh my God!
I don't know where we're at.
It's 4:31.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We must have been about an hour by now. Hold on. I can never see how. Yeah, at least an hour. At least an hour. Unless there's anything you want to say.
No, I want to save some of my ideas. We could go for like 5 more hours, honestly.
We could. We wrapped the Trump shit up really briefly. I thought that would be a long extended. It doesn't matter though. I feel good about everything we said. I feel like we hit. Honestly, my list got rocked, and we're gonna be back 7 days from now. It's not like it's that big of a deal.
No, this will last for a long time. This will live in infamy.
I hope that we get a similar response. I don't know that we will though. It's up in the air. I've seen that happen where something hits pretty big, and then you think you can just do the same thing and get the same
Well,
thing.
we got our boy Cashy. He's going to help us out.
Cashy will help us out.
And then Devin's going to help us
Pink
out.
Calculus will help us out.
Pink
Shout
Calculus,
out to
we
her.
never even mentioned her.
Yeah. Well, she's old news now. She's episode 3 and 4 news.
Oh, she's
we're into
old
episode
lore.
5. Right.
So if you're
exactly.
into our lore,
right, the history
Yeah.
books of the Twin Towers. We're working on hats. I like the idea of
we can just sell merch even.
right. I like the
Or
idea.
give merch. I don't even care.
I've been really into using the 2 tower emojis to like describe us. I like the idea of just a green hat with an orange bill, but 2 towers on it. 2 tower emojis on it because it's so simple. You wouldn't know what it is, but it explains itself, and it's just like it's almost like catchy.
And it's TTs, so it's almost like.
But Ashley has to figure out how to do that because she's the one who has to do it. So you have to talk to her about
Should
it.
we call her live on air?
Yes,
Okay.
we should.
All right. Oh yeah, and I can get a reaction to us going to Chop Shop.
And we'll probably
possibly.
get shit for that.
We will.
Mind-boggling. My target is like rhyme rhyming.
All right. Here we go.
Hello.
Hey, you're live on air right now, Ashley.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
What's up, Ashley?
Not much. How's it going, Cody?
Pretty good. We got a small request for you.
Oh, okay. What is that?
Go ahead, Mike.
You got to make these hats.
What?
So here's the idea, and you can tell me if you can pull this off or not. It's up to you, but I really like the idea. I think Mike likes the idea too, where we have these plain hats, but like, like emojis, like the Emoji Movie.
Yes.
What?
There's these 2 tower. They're not 2. There's one. There's a tower emoji. So I really like the idea of just a hat that has 2 of the tower emojis on it.
Oh, that's simple.
That's simple.
What happened to
Yeah.
the 2 T's you were supposed to make?
Oh, it didn't. They didn't stick, but the towers will work better.
See, that's why you should have asked her in the first place.
I barely talk to her at home.
Fair enough. That's perfect, Ashley. So you're gonna make about 300 hats then to sell.
All right, we'll discuss the details on there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure out your wage and all that. Yeah, no problem.
All right.
We'll
sounds
sign a
good.
contract. All right. Thank you.
Thanks
so
for
much.
being on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
She doesn't sound happy.
She's never happy. No, she's fine.
We'll probably get shit for that.
I'm gonna get canceled when I get home, man.
We're getting canceled. I hope she's not mad. I hope she understands that. I hope she understands the gesture that we just made and what that really meant. What that meant, we were basically giving her a hug
Yeah.
because none of it was serious. So it was just like, we like you, we thought of you, like we just want to have you involved.
Uh-oh.
Don't
It's
be
over. It's over, bro.
God forbid.
All
right. So anyway, that does it. Week fucking 5.
Yeah.
It's done. We did it. I'm excited about it. And
We'll probably get
we'll probably get shit for that. But that's okay. Because Eminem proved that you can deal with that. You can get shit and move.
But if Gen Z watches this, we're done.
They'll Gen Z us.
Or any trans.
yes, any trans or any fat
Caitlyn
people.
Jenner watches this, we're out of here,
Yeah,
man.
we're done. All right, so we'll just say briefly, we appreciate you. We love you. Please keep tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please leave a comment. I mean that sincerely. Just think of something. You can comment anything you want. You can comment Caitlyn Jenner, and I'll be happy because it will boost it in the algorithm. But thank you so much for the support last week. I can't say that enough. That was amazing. That felt so good to actually get that.
Not to me, but anyway.
Mike was pissed about it, but I think it was a good thing for us overall. So, anything else, Mike?
I'm done with y'all.
Probably get shit for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's been a pleasure.
You're going to get canceled if you don't edit that part out.
I know. Seriously, that was fucked up. Yeah, I hope the president gets blasted.
Why did you say it again?
I don't know. Fuck
Now you got to edit 2 things.
It's all good. It'll be fine. I don't hope that. We all know that. Come on.
Can you edit this out? Fuck Lockport Terry.
Yes. That I can beep out. I know how to do that. I have experience doing
All right,
that.
thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations to our winner of the contest, Devin Modern, last week.
Getting an outfit. All right. We love you
All right.
guys. We'll see you next
Goodbye.
week. Adios.